This afternoon, I'm joined by Alvaro Bautista, Honda World Superbike rider and the 2006 125 GP champion and Rich Energy ambassador. Alvaro, welcome to Off Track.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here with you.
Thank you. First of all, as we get started, it's been a strange season with the restrictions and the times that we're living under. Describe the season for me. How has it been for you, and how difficult has it been to develop a new motorcycle in these strange times?
Yeah, for sure. I think this season has been very strange for everybody, not only for the sportsman, but for all the people around the world, no? But especially in our case, we start the season in the first round in Australia. It was in February, so long time ago. Yeah. Then we stopped, no? For us, especially, it was more problem maybe than the other manufacturers or other teams, because, as you know, our project is quite new, so we need a lot of time working on track, no? This season, we didn't have that time, no? So, yeah, for sure, the developing of the bike has been slower than normal. So, for sure, has been difficult season for everybody, but especially for us, we don't have a lot of time to develop the bike. And then when we start the season, it was all the races very close, so we don't have time to improve from one race to the other one, no? So at the end, we had to do all the races with the same bike, not just fixing all the small details, no, to get the maximum performance. But we didn't have a big improvements, big development, because we don't have time to do it, no, especially because the factory is in Japan. So all the engineers, once they came to Europe to restart the season, then they stay here in Europe, so they don't come back to Japan, so they cannot work on the bike, no? So at the end, we struggle more with this kind of season, with this sprint season, no, than the other teams or manufacturers. But in any case, I feel that we get the maximum we had, no, during the season. So yeah, I have to be happy, because we cannot do more than this with this condition, no?
What's been the hardest part of the bike to develop? As a brand new bike, pretty much from the ground up, for you as Alvaro Bautista, with the experience that you have, what's been the most difficult aspect of the bike to develop?
Well, certainly, I expect a better base bike, no? Because last season, for example, when I came to the World Superbike, I never tried this kind of bike, these tires and all the stuff, no? And yeah, I found like more like easy bike, no, to say, no?
Yeah.
But I expect for sure better initial bike, but at the end, the bike was so new that we really did the bike on track, no? So the first time the bike rode in a track was with us, with the riders. So yeah, we have to fix everything. So the problem was not to see which areas we have to improve. The problem was to do a real base bike, no? So nothing was on the right side, and everything was like out of place. So we have to fix all the electronics, all the setup in the frame, suspension, power delivery, engine brake. So we have to fix everything. So we have to do a bike, so complete new bike, no? So yeah, for me I think is the problem we had, no? That we have all the winter tests and the first races, we have to fix everything, and now we have more or less a base bike. Now we can make some improvement, some development. Yeah.
So this is, am I right in saying this is the first time you've developed a bike from scratch? Obviously, last year, the previous manufacturer was already into development, but this is the first time, a new experience for you.
Yeah, exactly. No, last year they were testing around 1.5 years, so the bike more or less was on the right place. No, but
Yeah.
this year was everything to do. No, so yeah, has been very very tough for us for riders. No.
So from a rider's perspective, then, I've got a list of questions here, but we're going to divert a little bit because
Yeah.
I find it really interesting. As a rider, do you follow your path first, or do you have to follow the engineers? I assume that your comfort is most important, so then you can get the best out of the bike.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, you have to follow the engineers, no? Because how to say they did the bike and they know the bike, so you follow them. And then when you see that if it's good way, then you keep following, no? But if you feel that maybe you have to change the way to work, then you change, no? Unfortunately, I have my box chief box engineer that helped me a lot and know me very well. So at the end we took a not different way from the engineers, but we said our opinion and our requesting. Yeah, at the end it's like a mix, no, between the rider and his engineer, and then Japanese engineer, no. So you have to do a bit of each one, no?
And it proved successful through the season as well. You had some successes with the bike to show the potential of Alvaro and the Fireblade itself.
Yeah, exactly. No, at the end we get some good result. No, maybe sometimes I overpass the limit and I want more than we can, and maybe I had some crash. But in any case, I'm happy because if you look the season, we were from less to more, no? So we were growing up during the race by race. So yeah, that's the important, no? That we saw in sometimes the strong performance that this bike has, no?
So it's not always, people just see the race results sometimes, but when you look at the gap between you and the race winner, as that comes down, that shows the progression that you and Leon and the Honda team made across the season.
Exactly, no, that's the point, no. That the important thing is the distance, the gap with the front rider. No, at the end, if you finish the race, I don't know, second, but 20 seconds behind the leader, it's worse than if you finish fifth and 2 seconds from the
two
winning.
seconds
No,
back, yeah,
yeah.
it makes a
So
big difference.
at the end, we are searching for the maximum performance. No, okay, the result is important, but at the end, the performance is the time, the gap, no, the distance.
And that's what I like about racing. Sometimes it's the little things that make the difference. And as you look at the times, it's not about who finished first, second, and third. It is that the closing of the gap, especially with a brand new motorcycle. Looking back over the season, is there anything that you would do differently? You would change if you could go back, a decision you made or a direction?
Yeah, for sure. Many times, I think maybe don't overpass the limit, no, in some races. Yeah, but at the end, in that time, in that moment, is what I felt and I want to do. No, this is racing can
You are a
happen.
racer.
Yeah, exactly. I want to win. I want to do my best, and sometimes you overpass the limit and you can crash. No, so yeah, for sure. Thinking right now, I thought, okay, maybe in some races, if I just no push more and just keep the position, but in that moment, I felt that I can push more and gain some position. No, so yeah, I'm happy with my decision for this season. Yeah, I learned a lot, and I hope for next one to maybe just stay a bit less from the maximum limit. No.
A little more on the rubber and not on the gravel.
Yeah, exactly.
Last season, it started off fantastically well for you, but then it got very difficult from Laguna onwards, and ultimately ended up not making the challenge for the championship that you would have hoped. Has this season gone some way to making that feel better within you, to rejuvenate you and make you feel stronger after a difficult year last year?
No, sincerely, no. I think last season I learned a lot. What I say always, no, was unbelievable beginning races, but also unbelievable finish of the year, no? So both extremes, no? But at the end, I learned a lot. Yeah, for sure, I have more experience. Was many years that I didn't fighting for win races or for win championship, but for sure that experience is important, no? But now, unfortunately, I'm in another situation now. Now I have to develop a complete new bike. Yeah, but I think that in the future, maybe next season, when I'm fighting for victories or for maybe, who knows, championships, I will have more experience and I will know that in when I can push or when I can have to be calm, no? So yeah, you have to learn from every moment, no? From good moment, but also from bad moments.
A lot of people listening in maybe think it would be easier to move from MotoGP to World Superbikes as you did, and as we're seeing Scott Redding do. But the changes, you almost have to, as you said earlier when we were talking, it's still a motorcycle, but it has to be ridden in a different way, from moving from the Michelins to the Pirellis and to a slightly different frame feeling. How do you approach that when you change? What was the biggest thing for you to adapt to when you changed?
Well, I remember last year when I tried first time the World Superbike. For me, was like a how to say, easy transition, because basically the bike was exactly the same bike as I rode in MotoGP with Ducati. Same bike, just less power, no? So I remember first time I go out in the track, I did a couple of laps. I stopped to the garage and I said, "Oh, there is something wrong on the bike." "Why is something wrong?" Yeah, no power, no. I go full, but the bike doesn't go away, no? Okay, they checked. No, everything is okay. This is the power of this bike. Shit. That's all. No, yeah, for sure, it's very big difference, no? So yeah, for sure, when you pass from a very powerful bike to a bike with a less power, is a bit easier, no? For that, I felt very comfortable from the first time I tried the Superbike bike. Yeah, it was more or less easy, no? For example, Scott did the same, but in the British Championship, and then this season when came back to the World Championship, he had more experience with the bike, with the tires, and he knows very well everything. No? So for sure, it for me was easy. For him, I think it was easier.
Yes. So we can safely say that Alvaro was faster than the Ducati when you came to World Superbikes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was faster. But it's true. I don't say, it's just the times, no, and the victories and everything, no, the results. So yeah,
it proved its point, didn't it? It proved its point. Speaking of MotoGP, do you miss the MotoGP paddock, or is the World Superbike paddock home now?
Well, it's different, very different, the MotoGP paddock and the Superbike. For sure, this paddock is still, Superbike paddock is still like in the old times MotoGP, no? It's like more familiar, more between friends, and there are like, I don't know, but good atmosphere, no? Better atmosphere, because in MotoGP now there is a lot of fight, even out of the track, no, with all the journalists and everybody, no, is like a more pressure, no. Yeah. This paddock is more relaxed, and you enjoy more the time here. And at the end, I'm doing exactly the same, no, the same work with my people, my mechanics, my team, and I do always the same method for working. Yeah, the only thing is that here I have a better machine comparing the MotoGP, and better team, so I can fight for better results. No, at the end, okay, you are doing the same, but at the end you have a better result and you have more images for everybody, no? So at the end, sincerely, I don't miss the paddock GP.
That's understandable, because as a racer, you want to be as close to the front or as at the front as often as possible. So trying to break into the points or finishing at the bottom end of the top 10 is mentally difficult for you as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, at the end, you know which bike you have and what is the limit, no? And for us, the limit was exactly to be on top 10. But in Superbike, our limit was to fight for victories, for champions. You know, at the end, I do the same, but with better result, and also mentally, you feel like you can do more, no? And yeah, it's different, no? For a rider, you want to race, but also sometimes you want to win, no? It's normal. You need to win to feel fast rider, no?
And feel alive. A happy rider is a fast rider.
Yeah, exactly. It's that.
In MotoGP, what's the best experience you remember as you think back to MotoGP? What makes you smile the widest?
Well, for sure, first time I went to the podium in Misano in 2012, I think. Yeah, it was really nice, no? Because also shared the podium with Lorenzo and Rossi was fantastic in Misano. I remember on the podium, see all the tifosi, they are down and just saying Rossi. Oh, it's fantastic, no? So it was a really good moment, but also I had a special moment for me that it was in my last season in GP, when I had the chance to race for the Ducati factory team in Australia. It was very difficult because it was my first time with that bike, with that team, and we worked really hard during the weekend. And at the end, on Sunday race, I fought for the podium, no? And I missed the podium because I did a couple of mistakes, but I arrived fourth position, no? And how to say, I showed the people that maybe with a good bike, with a good team, I can make good result, no? So yeah, it was very special, and yeah. But unfortunately, I just had to move to to World Superbike because no play there.
But I think that result especially showed just what you were capable of on the right bike.
Exactly, no. For me, it was important to show the people that I can do it.
And no question. And how happy were you last weekend for Joan Mir and Suzuki? That's something that's still quite close to your heart, maybe.
Yeah, I'm happy because especially in this strange season that seems like nobody wants to win because from one race, one win, and the other race just no get points. So yeah, I think Joan has been very consistently, and he deserves for sure to fight at least for the championship and to win. And I'm also happy for Suzuki because I've been racing with them in my first 2 years in MotoGP, and I know them perfectly. And they are a fantastic team. They are like a family, so I'm happy for them as well.
Which works really good. I like that. Everybody has a favorite circuit across whether it's World Superbikes, whether MotoGP, wherever, have as a favorite circuit. But do you have a favorite corner?
Well, it's difficult to choose one corner.
There's one of the questions.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of corners, no, to that I like. Maybe one of the more spectacular or also difficult is turn 3 in Australia. It's a Stoner corner. That it's not easy because you arrive fifth gear, almost full gas. The bike just slide like cross. And you have to keep the gas, and you have to force the bike, and the bike just you feel like you lose the rear tire, but you go to the traction control helping, and it's not easy. The corner is, I think, around 250 kilometers per hour. No, so I think it's one of the most spectacular and more difficult corner around the world from my side.
For the guys that we've interviewed on off track, James Ellison, he said Stoner Corner was his favorite, and also the TT rider Dave Johnson, he also said the same thing.
Really?
So yeah, there's definitely a pattern forming for those guys that have ridden at Phillip Island, and also to do that on the factory Ducati must have been really special for you.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was very special, and also in that track, I get my 1-5 World Championship in Australia. So yeah, I think all Australia track I like a lot, but especially that corner is one of the more difficult.
See, I don't ride, not anything, just occasionally on a track day at Donington. That's about my level. So to watch you guys,
Donington also was my favorite track when I was racing in 1-5. I get there my first points on the championship, on the World Championship, and also my first podium in 1-5 category. I get there in Donington. So with 1-5 is incredible. The downhill was so nice. Just full. If you are able to do full, fantastic. That
if you're able to do full, if you have the cojones to do it.
Exactly. Big cojones.
Unfortunately, we were at Donington last year, and it didn't quite go the same way on the Ducati, did it? It was the weather was difficult, and at Schwantz Curve, we unfortunately saw you slip out of the race there on one of the races. So maybe next year we can make some more happy memories. But that's Leon's track, though, so you're going to have a lot of fight with Leon when you get there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had a lot of fight with Leon, and it's for sure it's many years that I didn't ride in that track and with a lower bike. So there is a big change of the track with the more powerful bike, no? And last season we struggled a lot, and also the weather was not too good.
It wasn't.
Yes, and on Saturday I crashed when I was in third, because on the rain. Then on Sunday we struggled, but at the end we finished on the podium, no? So it's not easy when you arrive and with the cold condition, it's more English weather, and for the Spanish it's like
British weather.
Not easy. Yeah, British weather. So it's always difficult, no? And you see, and every time that in the race is cold or like foggy or a little rain, you see the classification, the first 10 British people, British riders, always. But
that's
because
a wild card.
It's your normal, exactly, your normal weather. So
it's our default setting. This is the weather we have, and we're okay now. But it's to say that hopefully we'll have better weather next year. Coming towards next year, you're fresh from a test at Jerez on the bike. Has there been any major steps forward between the end of the season, or again, because of the restrictions, has it just been little changes before they go away for the winter?
Yeah, basically I've been testing yesterday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Basically we didn't try nothing new, no? Just we work on the setups to searching for new setups and just to collect more data, no, for the engineers, no. Now the engineers know very well what is my request, and with the data we collect during these 2 days, they have more information to do next steps. No, I hope for next year. I think at the end of January or beginning of February we will have another test. I hope there to have big improvements and try to improve my feeling with the bike, to improve the performance. If we can make 1 or 2 steps forward, will be fantastic from before the season starts.
Is there anything you can do to help the change? Is there anything that has to be changed in Alvaro Bautista in your riding style that can help the bike, or do you keep that as a constant so the bike can then develop under you?
Well, already this season I had to change my style of riding, because all my life in the four strokes era. I use V4 engine, no, V4 engine.
Sure.
And now this season was the first time that I use a 4 inline, and for sure it's very, very difficult to change the mentality, no, and the way to ride is very, very different, no. So it's everybody say inline 4 are easier to ride, but I say no. It's different, no. And with the V4 I felt like more easy, like less power, but at the end you make a way, no.
Okay.
With this bike,
differences?
Yeah, I think when you touch the gas, looks like the V4 is like nothing, no power, no. You can open like easy because it's like no power on the gas. With the inline 4, you feel already you touch the gas, you feel like wow, it's there. It's like more ready, no. Yes, it's like more on off. I had to change a little bit my mentality and my riding style this season already, no. And for next season, for sure I can improve in some areas, but not big change. No, I think the engineer has to work more than me during this winter to make more step forward. No.
Because you already have your style. You become now a veteran, and you become a development rider. So it's up to you and the engineers to develop the bike, not the bike to develop Alvaro.
Exactly. No, to my age, I cannot develop. I have to do the bike development.
You mentioned your age. Happy birthday for Saturday coming.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good day. One last question. And this is a question throughout. I've done podcasts for the last few years and many guests from MotoGP, World Superbike. The closing question I always ask, what is your best hire car story?
My best hire
rental car?
I remember many bad cars. No, I think my best one was in USA, and I had Dutch car, no, and there was 400 horsepower. Okay. And it was fun. Yeah, I make some fun moments there.
What fun moments, Alvaro? What did you do?
Yeah, some burnouts and no, typical when you had that kind of cars.
One thing I would like to do, I'd like to wish you all the very best for next season.
Okay, hopefully, thank you very much.
At Donington Park, continued development with the Honda Fireblade, and as a Rich Energy ambassador as well. And we look forward to hopefully being able to chat at Donington Park next season in the person.
I hope
it would be fabulous.
I hope so. No, I hope to see you there and see all the fans that are fantastic. They have a lot of love for the motorcycling. So I look forward to go there this season and enjoy all the weekend with all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us, and happy birthday for Saturday again.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Alvaro.
Adios.
Adios.